Whether you're watching a movie or a TV show, if an actor touches anything, it is a prop. Basically, in the business, we say anything that can be moved with your hand is a prop. If it is a prop, the prop master has arranged for it to be there, like Russell Bobbitt did for Robert Downey Jr. here in Iron Man. The prop master is in charge of finding and managing all the props that appear in the film. Here, earlier, a couple of weeks ago, we looked at production designers and saw Snow White movie that's being made, and we saw all the amount of props that are being arranged here on the table. Obviously, these will be moved or touched by an actor, so they're all considered props. And it doesn't matter if the props are real, or in this case with Thor, somewhat fake, made out of lighter material than what you would think by looking at it. It's handled by the actor, it's touched by the actor, the helmet, the hammer, all props. The props masters work within the art department and work closely with the set designers and production designers in order to create the overall look of the movie. And in a way, I see prop masters as the ultimate hobbyists, as we see here a prop master in his domain, surrounded by his treasures, his works of art. But yes, I think it has to have that eye for detail so that whatever prop is used or handled in the movie looks very real, even if it isn't. So it's that model making hobby maker kind of personality that really gets into props, the finer detail of creating the models of the instruments that we use in the movies, as well as going out and getting the real instruments. Now, often getting the real instruments or making the correct props requires serious research, especially for period films. Um, Sometimes, if you're in LA, you're lucky to have the materials handy because of big prop shops, but most of the times you have to really go out and look for material. Here we have a prop master looking at the drawings that would accord to the period with the weapons that are used in the movie. But usually, for the rest of us out here in the hinterlands, we have to go shopping. We have to go crawling all over town looking for the correct props that would fit the period of the movie we're shooting. So a lot of times we have to go to um, dollar stores or World Emporium type of markets looking for the correct props. So we're big shoppers. Prop makers are big on shopping for things that are already made. It saves us a lot of time and labor. So we scrounge and we hunt through all the different shops in whatever city we're shooting in or outside of. Here's a prop shop in a way. Could be a furniture shop. It looks like a prop shop. But if you're looking for the particular period furnishings or furnishings for your movie, you're going to go to furniture stores and places like that, looking for the general design that's going to be filled out. It's a lot easier than, of course, making your own couch or table. Uh, Different prop shops are in every town that has a lot of movie making going on. In Albuquerque, we used to have a prop shop that Universal Films ran. It was basically a Universal film prop shop down on Broadway, but they couldn't really make enough money renting out their props for the kind of work we had here, so they went back to NBC Universal in LA, and so they closed up shop and left. We have a prop shop here on 6th and Haynes, um, run by a woman named May Cornish, and she collects all the props from all the movies that are donated to her after the movies are done, shooting around Albuquerque and Santa Fe. So we have a large prop shop. We don't have enough space for it because warehouse space is very expensive and they're not very accommodating when it comes to rent. So we have a crammed prop shop like this. And when you go there, you'll find boxes like this gentleman has here of different eras in American history where they made medicine bottles or something. You can pick your correct medicine bottle as it would relate to 1930s or 50s. And so prop shops are this huge museum of rental gear that you can get, and you go out and scrounge around like this person here on the exterior of a prop shop. Similarly, it looks very much like the one we have in Albuquerque, where we were looking for a scene that's using milk cans or tubs from a certain period. And so these prop shops will have just every period you can imagine, the different implements that we'll use. So prop shops are incredibly important to sustain prop making in any movie making endeavor. Here's a good example of a prop shop in LA, and this actually looks very similar to the one we have here in Sixth and Haynes. We used to have one at the Old State Pen in Santa Fe, but there was a dispute about whether we could profit running props out using state property uh, as our landlord there. We couldn't, charge to rent something that was based on state property. So it was shut down. It used to be semi-run by Local 480, but now it's all combined with a prop shop down here in Albuquerque. But you can see there'll be shelves. This is very much like NBC Universal Prop Shop that used to be down on Broadway and Manoa. There are all these shelves with every type of gear. You'll have drums. You can see one here on one shelf here. There'll be shelves with luggage. There'll be shelves with glasses from every period. In our prop shop here in Albuquerque, we have a Western part with all the Western outfits and all the Western um, uh, objects that you'd want, spittoons, etc. Here's a gentleman proud of his prop shop room here. This looks semi-Victorian in the stuff he's got here. But prop shops will have rugs and almost look like an antique parlor with some of the stuff you can get. Here is the prop collection from the Harry Potter movies, or some of the Harry Potter movies. It looks like a lot of bird cages here, very arboreal in the theme. But you can see just a small part of the Harry Potter empire creating enough props that would fill a multitude of warehouses. And if you're doing any kind of Marvel movie, you're going to have wonderful props because it's a comic book, and you have to exaggerate. So you have huge hammers and guns, etc., and you'll have them all boxed and catalogs to use for future movies to rent out.